Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, when to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash, Yahweh. It's who you call God of Jehovah, Yahweh meaning as he exists, and Yahushai is who you call Jesus Christ. Yahushai means he says he delivers and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and salutation to all Archeum. Especially the truth, uncut around, waking light with the third on my shoulder. And this topic is nukes, all right? Nukes. ICBMs. Intercontinental ballistic missiles is in the scripture, and the war to end all wars, the third war, or World War III, is going to be fought with nukes. All right, so let's go to Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with a confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but there should be with burning and for well of fire. So every battle of ancient battle of the wars with confused noise, swords and shields clashing, arrows being shot through from the archer. All right, man, horses are galloping, our men are screaming. All right, then in advance over time to guns, cannons, bombs, but this one's gonna be with fire. I want to start with Let's go to Ezekiel 21. Ezekiel 21 and 8. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. And that sword is speaking of what? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. It is sharp to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished, that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son of every tree. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened and is furbished, to give it to the hand of the slayer, and the hand of the slayer are the Edomites. I'll go to Revelation 6 and I come back to Isaiah. Revelation 6, that red horse, and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, Esau Edom, and power was given unto him that sat thereupon to take peace from earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword, and that sword is those intercontinental ballistic missiles. Let's go to Isaiah. All right, it's Jeremiah. Isaiah 59. Isaiah 58. Where it says, Isaiah 54. Okay, Isaiah 54, Salakia. And 16, behold, I have created the smith, the scientist, that boileth the coals in a fire, all right, that bringeth forth the instrument for his work, and have created the waste to destroy, and that waste to destroy is always those intercontinental ballistic missiles, those nukes. Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32. And I'm going to start, let me straight to the point, and 41. If I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies, and I reward them that hate me. I'll make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with blood of the slain and the captives, from the beginning of revenge upon my enemy. And that sword is speaking of those nukes. All right, I go up where it said my arrows right here. 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth of her increase, and set her fire the foundations of mountains. And I will heap mischief upon them. I will send my arrows upon them. That's speaking of those nukes. Them nukes. Those intercontinental ballistic missiles. Isaiah 34. And want to come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken. Ye people, let the earth hear all that is therein, the world, all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, the heathens, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them He have delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with blood. All right. And all those levels shall be dissolved. As it was going to cause the elements will melt with fervent heat. Will grab that is those nukes. The heavens shall be rolled together with a scroll. That's a mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine. Just how a leaf fall from the vine. All right. Fall off of the vine and fall in a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword, that's speaking of the intercontinental missiles, shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is a great way of saying Edom, upon the people of my curse of judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with fat of the kidneys and rams, for the Lord hath sacrificed in Bozrah. All right, and that was the chief place of Esau, of Edom. Today would be what? Babylon, the great America, great slaughter in Idumea. The unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, Slakia, and their dust made fat with fatness. For the day of the Lord's vengeance is the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. See what they did unto the children of Israel. And we could get that account, Joel the 3rd chapter, but I really want also to Joel the 2nd chapter, Joel 3, so we can understand. Behold, in those days, in that time, when I bring again the captivity to Jerusalem, and we coming into the end of our captivity, I will also gather the nations. I'll bring them down to the valley of Shaphat in the Middle East, when the Lord's already gathering nations there. Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh judgment, that's in the Hebrew, and plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. And the Lord's gathering all the nations to the Middle East to fight World War III for what they did unto the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you speckled birds who lineage go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They have scattered among the nations that departed my land, and I cast a lot from my people and given the boy as a harlot, sold our little boys as sodomites, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And then it goes into, let's read it. And what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, Hamites? All right, in the coast of Palestine. All right, Ishmaelites, and if you recompense me, pay back me swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon thy own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold physically, and the physical gold and silver, and also the people of the Most High are treasures, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah, the southern tribe, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, like Jamaican, Bahamian, Trinidadian, all right, and going down, and you Haitians, you Levites, all right. Have you sold unto the Grecians, all right, and the children of Jerusalem is northern tribe from you Puerto Ricans, you Dominicans, you Issachar, you Mexicans, you from Zebulon, Central America, all right, Reubenites, Gadites, Native Americans, Seminole Indian now. That you may sold unto the Grecians, the so-called white man, that you might remove them far from the border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And the Lord is waking us up, the elect of the house of Israel. So let's go to Joel, the 2nd chapter. I'm going to start. I said, I want to blow you the trumpet of Zion, sound alarm on the holy mountain, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, the day of darkness and gloomy, the day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong there have not been ever thee like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devour before them. All right. Behind them, all right, flame burneth, and the land is as the Garden of Eden, all right. Before them, behind them was desolate wilderness. Yeah, none shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. Speaking of those nukes, horses represent power, and the horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on tops of mountains shall they leap, like noise of flame and fire that devour the stubble, and strong people set a battle array, bend a bow and shoot at her. Everyone that have nukes before their face, the people shall be much pain, and all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So they're gonna be able to cause them to hit one another, thrust one another, or shoot another nuke with a nuke, because the Heavenly Father's spirit is gonna be upon them. Either shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. See? And they shall run to and fro in the city, and shall run upon the wall, and shall climb up upon the houses, and shall enter in the windows of the thief. And the thief is Esau, Edom, all right, especially here in Babylon the Great. You got a revelation that goes with this. That is Revelation 9. All right, Revelation 9 and 14 saying, the sixth angel which had the trumpet loosed the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates, and that's where World War III is going to be fought, and that's why the beginning, World War III is going to be fought there. That's why the Lord is drying the land, driving the river Euphrates for them to fight. All right, and the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year to slay the third part of men. The third part of men are the Edomites, the so-called white man, the wicked. You have three qualifications of men: the sons of God, that be the Israelites; the son of men, that be the heathens; and the son of the wicked, that's the Edomites. And the number of the army of the horsemen is 200,000, and I heard the number of them 200 million nuclear warheads is going to hit Babylon, Great America. And this I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, ginseng, and brimstones, and heads, because you have multiple nuclear warheads. Of the horses were as heads of lion, because the strength of a lion is his bite, his mouth, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. By this three was the third part of men killed Esau, Edom, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone was issued out of their mouths, for their power is in their mouth, all right, in their heads, and in their tails, all right, for their tails were like unto serpent, and had heads, multiple nuclear heads, warheads, and with them they do hurt. See, and that's speaking of the nukes. The third wolf. So this is the Revelations 11 to 14. The second wolf, that's the World War II, is past. Behold, the third wolf coming quickly.